Hey everyone, so Isaias is back from the dead, and he was just walking us through something with the try statement. I thought was really interesting because I didn't know this either. Go ahead, Isaias. What you were
Right.
saying?
In AutoHotkey, wherever you are, you can put any piece of code and you can put brackets around it. And that is a block of code, right? And if you don't do anything with it, it just executes straight. So if you're in your auto execute section and you have a bunch of things and you want to group them together by what they do, for example, this group of if statements, I want to be able to fold them. You can create brackets like this, put them in, and now you have foldable code that you can fold, and it still works exactly the same. So you can put brackets wherever you want. That doesn't really matter, okay? Now, what happens is, here, there's a special keyword in AutoHotkey that says, hey, this piece of code executed, and if there's any errors, do something special with it, right? That's what you're doing. So whenever you put the try statement, you're not calling a function. You're just tagging this block of code as a special type of code that if there is an error, you can now catch the error and then you can execute another block of code. It's a conditional code. Now, interestingly enough, you will start seeing a pattern. For example, when you're defining a function, basically what you're doing is creating two brackets and naming those two brackets something else. You're naming it a function, right? And you will see that you do the same with hotkeys. If you have a hotkey F1, you're grabbing the whole block of code and saying, now this block of code is F1, right? Does that make sense? Now, that's the reason why I say the try thing is not a function. You cannot call try this for now, at least. You cannot say message box true. You cannot do that. If you try to do this, the AutoHotkey will complain about what you're doing because this is not a function call. Now, if I remember right, I read Lexicos and somebody else talking regarding this specific thing, that the try will be used as a function soon in one of the new versions of AutoHotkey. But in general, just don't think about the try statement as a function call because it is not. It's actually, and if you look for it on the documentation, it says try statement. It is a statement. It's not a function. And usually, even though for everyday coding that makes no difference, I just want to try some code, but there is a difference between statements and functions and all those kind of things, labels, everything. We have specific naming for them because they behave differently. As soon as you told me, hey, put the parentheses on it, I would say like, yeah, that's not going to work. Why? Because that's a try statement. It's not a function.
When I first started playing with try, I thought you had to have a catch. Like to me, in my mind, that's how it would work. And
Okay.
I was really surprised when I learned like you don't have to have a catch, or
No.
else. Like it could be its own. Now it's rare that you do that because usually when you're doing something, you want to know it didn't work, right? But sometimes it's just a simple way to program around something.
Exactly. There
Is
you
this?
go.
Do you recall like because you just are finishing up the intermediate AutoHotkey course? Is that
Yeah.
in the intermediate course the try command?
No. We haven't talked about that. I should
Really?
probably make a video on that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. We'll get that intermediate course out pretty soon and hopefully have the try statement in there. But thanks.
Yeah. There you go.
Great day. Cheers.
Bye.